In 1991, a small animation company was burning cash, laying off staff, and running out of time. 4 years later, that same company would release a film that changed Hollywood forever. This is the true story of how Pixar nearly collapsed before Disney saved it, and why success almost didn't happen at all. Pixar did not start as a movie studio. It began inside Lucasfilm in the late 1970s as a small computer graphics division focused on advanced digital imaging. The team was made up of scientists and engineers, not filmmakers. Their work was impressive, but it had no clear commercial future. In 1986, George Lucas sold the division to Steve Jobs for $5 million. Jobs believed computer graphics would shape the future of media, but Pixar had no stable revenue, no proven product, and no sustainable business model. From the beginning, the company struggled to survive. Pixar's first major product was not a movie, but a high-end machine called the Pixar Image Computer. It was designed for medical imaging and government use. The technology was advanced, but the market was small. The machines were expensive, sales were weak, and losses kept growing. Steve Jobs personally invested more than $50 million of his own money to keep Pixar alive. Despite that, the company remained unprofitable for years. Survival required a new strategy. Pixar shifted away from hardware and began creating animated commercials and short films. These projects didn't generate much revenue, but they showcased the emotional potential of computer animation. In 1988, Pixar released a short film called Tin Toy. In 1989, it won an Academy Award. This moment proved that computer animation could tell real stories. Disney was watching. At the time, Disney's animation division was struggling with rising costs and declining momentum. In 1991, Disney signed a deal with Pixar to produce 3 full-length computer animated films. Disney would finance and distribute them, while Pixar handled production. The deal saved Pixar from immediate collapse, but it came with serious risk. Disney controlled distribution, marketing, and most of the profits. Pixar's future now depended on a single, unproven idea: a fully computer-animated feature film. That film was Toy Story. No one had ever made anything like it before. The technology was unstable. Computers crashed constantly. Rendering a single frame could take hours. Entire scenes had to be rebuilt from scratch. Financial pressure was intense. Pixar had no fallback plan. If Toy Story failed, the company would likely shut down. In 1993, Disney executives reviewed an early version of the film and were alarmed. They criticized the characters, the tone, and the story. Production was shut down. Pixar was ordered to rewrite the entire movie in less than 9 months. The team worked extreme hours under constant pressure. Steve Jobs continued funding the losses personally. Pixar was not growing, was fighting to stay alive. On November 22, 1995, Toy Story was released. It became a global success. The film earned over $370 million worldwide and became the highest-grossing animated movie of the year. Critics praised its storytelling and emotional depth. 1 week later, Pixar went public. The IPO valued the company at approximately $1.5 billion. Steve Jobs became a billionaire overnight. Pixar was suddenly seen as a revolutionary success. But beneath the celebration, a problem remained. Disney owned the characters. Disney controlled distribution. Disney received most of the profits. Pixar had created a hit, but it did not control its own future. Pixar continued producing successful films like A Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, Monsters, Inc., and Finding Nemo. Each release strengthened Pixar's reputation and increased its leverage. At the same time, Disney's internal animation studio declined. Traditional animation struggled to compete. Pixar became Disney's most valuable creative asset. Tensions grew between Steve Jobs and Disney CEO Michael Eisner. Jobs demanded better financial terms and greater creative control. Disney resisted. Negotiations broke down. In 2004, Pixar announced it was seeking other distribution partners. The market reacted immediately. Without Pixar, Disney risked losing its leadership in animation. Without Disney, Pixar risked losing global reach. In 2006, Disney made a decisive move. The company acquired Pixar for $7.4 billion in stock. Steve Jobs became Disney's largest individual shareholder. Pixar gained creative independence. Disney regained its dominance in animation. Pixar's story is not just about success, it's about survival, leverage, and timing. Innovation alone was not enough. Technology alone was not enough. Without Disney, Pixar would have failed. Without Disney, Pixar would have faded. The lesson is simple. In business, the most revolutionary ideas often come closest to collapse right before they change everything.